Hey guys! Happy Monday! I'm so proud of all of the hard work that you guys did on your argumentative essays. Your published pieces are outstanding, and all of the evidence that you collected from your research perfectly shows what your opinion is, but also is able to prove it through text evidence, through evidence that you found online. And I loved reading all of your introductions and how they looked very similar to your conclusions and how you were able to hook your audience. Those were outstanding. And today we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our next writing unit. And our next writing unit, we're going to be writing some informational reports. So before we get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what an informational report is, what I might expect of you. We're going to read an informational report that I think you're really going to enjoy. And then we're going to go ahead and brainstorm together. So what is an informational report? Well, you are an expert. Everybody say expert. Great job. You are an expert sharing facts about a topic. Now, an expert is somebody who knows a lot about something, and what they know is based on facts. That could be from studying in school. That could be from research projects that they have done. So, like if you go to the sea turtle exhibit down in Jekyll Island, those people that work at the Sea Turtle Hospital are experts on sea turtles. They've learned, they've gone to school, they've gone to college, they've researched all kinds of things about sea turtles. So they are experts. Now, you are an expert sharing facts about a topic. So things that can be proven, things that are true. So here are some examples of informational report ideas. There's a report about the state that you live in. That could be an option. So you could write all about Georgia. You could also do a report about George Washington. If you were in my class last year, we had the wax museum for all of the people from the American Revolution. So they were experts on those people. Or a report about the rock cycle would also be an example of an informational report. So before we brainstorm some ideas of what we're going to want to do our informational report on, I'd like to read one to you, and I think that I have a friend that's going to really enjoy this one because John Thomas and Rose are going to be moving to Washington, D.C. soon, so I picked this one out. Now, when I look at this passage, I can tell that it might be a journal entry, and I can tell that because up at the top it says day 1. Do you guys see that? That clues me in as a reader to see that there's probably other consecutive days that maybe they were on a trip to Washington, D.C. Also, another thing I love about this informational passage is that they have their 3 subtopics pretty clearly written down. So the Lincoln Memorial, the Cherry Blossom Festival, and the Smithsonian. Now, if you look at the paragraph right here, down there by the map, that's their conclusion. And I like how they ended that with a question. Now up here at the top, you have your introduction paragraph. And that also has a hook because you see a question at the top. And I'm also already seeing that my introduction and my conclusion look very similar, which is what you want to do. So this is a very good example of a 5-paragraph essay that is informational. So let's go ahead and read this. Washington, D.C., day 1. Would you like to go on a trip to a place where you can see all kinds of historical things? Washington, D.C. is our nation's capital. It is a very popular place to visit. If you look closely at the back of a penny, you will see a building with a man sitting in it. This picture is the Lincoln Memorial. It was built in honor of Abraham Lincoln in 1922. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States. People felt that Lincoln stood for honesty and doing what was right. The statue of Lincoln was made with marble. There are 36 Greek-like columns that make up the outside of the memorial. At night, the whole monument is lit up like it's glowing. It's very cool if you've ever been there. I know John Thomas showed us some pictures from his trip there earlier this year. The Cherry Blossom Festival. Oh, that sounds like fun. Would you like to see rows and rows of amazing pink flowered trees? If you visit Washington, D.C. in the spring, you can go to their yearly Cherry Blossom Festival. It all began in 1912 with the mayor of Tokyo. He gave 3,000 cherry blossom trees to Washington, D.C. The trees were a gift to honor the friendship between Japan and the United States. You can go to the 4-week-long festival to see the beautiful trees. Oh, wow, so that lasts an entire month. That's very neat. The Smithsonian. If you love art history and science, then you will love the Smithsonian. This place is right in the middle of Washington, D.C. It is made up of many museums. There's the Air and Space Museum, the American Art Museum, the National Museum of American History, and even the Butterfly Habitat Garden. Oh, we just read about butterflies a couple weeks ago. Just down the road is a zoo that is also part of the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian is perfect for kids and has everything and has something fun for everyone. After hearing about all that Washington, D.C. has to do there, are you ready to visit our nation's capital? Ooh, I love that. So it ended with a question, and it makes me want to read a little bit more. And I'll tell you, I'm very interested in going back to Washington, D.C. because I haven't gotten to go since I was a little girl, and I would love to go see everything again. So what you're going to do after this video is you're going to click on the slide that's right under this one that has your anchor chart. And your anchor chart is going to look like this. Now, I have already done my anchor chart, and I have filled it out. So for your informational report, you are going to be writing all about an animal. Now, I want you to think really closely about an animal that you are interested in, that you would like to know a little bit more about, and you get to have the free choice of writing about any animal you want. So that's really, really exciting. So here are the 4 animals that I typed in that I wanted to read a little bit more about and learn about and get facts for. So sea turtles, you guys know that I love sea turtles, so I put that in there. I'd love to know more about them. I'd like to become an expert. I also think mountain lions are very cool. And then I also had just typed here the bald eagle. And then, I'll tell you the bald eagle. When I went to college up at Berry, they have a webcam where there are some bald eagles who nest there. So that's kind of what got me interested in bald eagles. And then the Gila monster. I just think the name is really cool, so I thought I might want to learn a little bit more about that animal. So what you're going to do today is you are going to type in the 4 sections, just like I did, 4 animals that you are interested in researching about. And then we're going to take it a step further tomorrow. Awesome job, guys. Go ahead and do that, and don't forget to turn it in on Google Slides as soon as you're done.